In the chaos of modern life, it's easy to feel like you're being pulled in every direction, by deadlines, by other people's opinions, by a world that never seems to stop shouting. But what if you could move through all of it? Calm, steady, unshaken. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm and yet inside there is peace. That's not a fantasy. It's the essence of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches one simple but radical truth. No one can control your emotions unless you hand them the power to. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's great teachers, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Today we'll explore 10 timeless Stoic habits, the practices that make your mind steady as stone and your spirit unbreakable. These are not abstract ideas. They're daily disciplines that train you to master your inner world, to live with peace, strength, and purpose no matter what life throws your way. Let's begin. 1. Anchor yourself with a firm purpose. Imagine sailing across a vast ocean without a compass, drifting, pushed by every wave and wind. That's what life feels like when you don't have a clear purpose. Epictetus taught that difficulties reveal a person's true character. The greater the difficulty, he said, the more glory in overcoming it. Having a firm purpose is your compass, your true north. It's not found in money, status, or fleeting goals. It's discovered through reflection. Ask yourself, what really matters to me? What do I stand for? Who do I want to be when everything else is stripped away? When you find the answers, you'll notice something powerful. The world becomes quieter. The chaos loses its grip. Challenges no longer feel like mountains. They become steps on your chosen path. Your purpose is not given to you. It's forged in silence, in honesty, in the moments when you decide what kind of life is worth living. Write it down, guard it, live by it, because once you know why you're here, no storm can pull you off course. 1. Guard your mind like a sacred fortress. Everything begins in the mind. Our emotions, our actions, our peace, they all grow from the thoughts we allow to take root. Epictetus said, "You may not control all events, but you can control your mind." Think of your mind as a fortress. The gates must be guarded carefully. You wouldn't let garbage into your home, so why allow toxic people, harmful media, or negative self-talk to clutter your thoughts? Guarding your mind starts with awareness. Notice what you consume, the conversations you engage in, the content you scroll through, the words you repeat to yourself. Each of these is either strengthening your peace or stealing it. Surround yourself with ideas that lift you higher, books that nourish the soul, people who challenge and inspire you, quiet moments that help you listen to your inner voice. Control begins with small daily habits. Set tiny goals and achieve them. Pause before reacting. Reflect before speaking. Each time you do, you train the mind to obey reason instead of impulse. That's how the fortress walls grow stronger, not in a day, but through quiet, consistent effort. 1. Master the art of handling criticism. In a world obsessed with validation, criticism can feel like a dagger, but to a Stoic, it's simply information. Epictetus reminds us, if someone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned only these." When you know yourself deeply, your motives, your values, your direction, no external opinion can shake you. Criticism loses its sting when you see it for what it is. Another person's perspective, shaped by their own experiences, fears, and limitations. Sometimes it's valuable feedback, sometimes it's just noise. Instead of reacting defensively, pause. Ask yourself, is there truth in this? Can it help me grow? If yes, learn from it. If not, let it pass like wind through the trees. Responding with patience and gentleness shows true strength. It keeps your heart light and your relationships intact. Remember, you can't control what others think of you, but you can always control whether their words reach your inner peace. 1. Transform offense into strength. When someone insults you, it's tempting to strike back, but Stoicism teaches that the real battle is not out there, it's within. Epictetus said, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things." In other words, the offense isn't in the words, it's in how you interpret them. The next time you're offended, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, why does this affect me? What story am I telling myself right now? That pause is your power. In that space, you decide whether to be ruled by anger or guided by reason. Try reframing the situation. Maybe the person is acting from pain or ignorance. Maybe this is a chance to practice patience, empathy, or forgiveness. Each time you resist reacting, you build a stronger emotional muscle. You teach your mind, I am not at the mercy of others. I choose my response. Forgiveness doesn't mean weakness, it's freedom. You drop the burden of resentment and walk lighter. Every insult, every slight becomes training, a chance to practice mastery over the self. 1. Overcome fear and shame with reason. Fear and shame are two of the heaviest weights the human mind carries. But Epictetus reminds us, men are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Fear is often born from the unknown, from imagined futures that rarely come true. When you look closely, fear loses its power. Break it down, examine it, ask, what exactly am I afraid of? What's the worst that can really happen? Reason is your sword against fear. Preparation and understanding cut it down to size. The same is true of shame. We all make mistakes, but Stoicism teaches that no failure defines you. Only your response to it does. Instead of hiding from shame, confront it, learn from it, forgive yourself. By turning your mistakes into teachers, you transform pain into wisdom. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Each time you face what frightens or embarrasses you, you expand your capacity for peace. And one day, you realize that fear and shame no longer command you. They've become old teachers you've outgrown. 1. Anticipate obstacles and be ready for them. Stoics practiced a mental exercise called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It means imagining what could go wrong before it happens. To the untrained mind, this sounds pessimistic, but to the Stoic, it's a shield. When you've already envisioned the challenge, you're not surprised by it. You're prepared. Before an important event, think calmly about the possible setbacks, a difficult question, a delay, a loss. Then visualize yourself handling each one with composure. This practice builds resilience. It transforms fear of the unknown into readiness for reality. Epictetus taught that the wise person doesn't wish for things to go smoothly. They wish to have the strength to handle whatever comes. By anticipating obstacles, you become flexible, patient, and steady. You stop expecting the world to conform to your plans, and instead you learn to adapt with grace. That's the secret to calmness, not controlling life, but mastering your response to its surprises. 1. Build unshakable inner strength. What defines you isn't what happens to you, it's what you do next. Inner strength begins when you realize that nothing external can truly harm your character. You might lose possessions, status, or even relationships, but your integrity, your courage, your wisdom, those are yours to keep. This strength grows through self-awareness. Notice your emotions, but don't become them. Feel anger without lashing out. Feel sadness without collapsing. Watch your feelings rise and fall like waves while you remain the ocean beneath them. Forgiveness is another pillar of strength. When you let go of grudges, you reclaim your energy. Forgiveness doesn't mean saying what happened was right. It means refusing to let it poison your spirit. And above all, practice gratitude. Even in pain, there is something to be thankful for. A lesson, a reminder, a chance to grow. Gratitude turns suffering into soil for wisdom. When you live this way, you realize that peace is not the absence of problems. It's the presence of power within. 1. Restrain your actions and reactions. Restraint is the art of pausing before the storm, the space between impulse and intention. Epictetus taught that freedom isn't doing whatever you want, it's wanting only what is right. When anger, temptation, or impatience rise, pause, breathe, ask, will this action serve my values, or is it just my ego seeking relief? Restraint is not weakness, it's strength under control. The warrior who can hold his sword still is more powerful than the one who swings wildly. In our fast-paced world, we're taught to react instantly, to reply, to post, to argue. Stoicism asks us to do the opposite, to respond with reason, not reflex. This applies to small moments too, delaying gratification, speaking thoughtfully, choosing silence over noise. Each act of restraint builds discipline. Each discipline becomes peace. When you learn to control your actions, you gain something far greater than power. You gain self-mastery. 1. Practice radical acceptance. Acceptance is not giving up. It's seeing things clearly and responding wisely. When life doesn't go as planned, a loss, a failure, an unexpected change, we often waste energy resisting what already is. But Stoicism reminds us, the obstacle is the way. By accepting reality, you free your mind to act effectively within it. If you lose your job, accept the fact. Then ask, what can I do next? How can I grow from this? Acceptance turns pain into action. It transforms chaos into clarity. Mindfulness and meditation help cultivate this state. They teach you to observe your thoughts without judgment, to live in the present without clinging to the past or fearing the future. Acceptance also means letting go of perfection. You don't need to be flawless to live meaningfully. Embrace your imperfections. They are part of your nature. And in your relationships, accept others as they are. You can't mold anyone into your ideal. Love them for who they are, imperfect, evolving, human. To accept life fully is to flow with it, not fight it. And in that flow, peace is found. 1. Live according to nature. To the Stoics, living according to nature was the highest virtue. But what does that mean? It means aligning your life with reason, virtue, and the natural order of the world. It means understanding your role as a human being capable of thought, empathy, and contribution, and living in harmony with it. Epictetus taught that we are part of a greater whole. To live well, we must live in accord with the universe, not in rebellion against it. That starts with self-awareness. Know your strengths, your purpose, your true desires, not the ones society sells you. When your actions match your values, you live authentically. It also means embracing simplicity. The Stoic life is not about excess, it's about essence. Focus on what truly matters: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Seek harmony with others. As social beings, we thrive not by isolation, but by cooperation, empathy, and service. By helping others grow, we fulfill our own nature. Living according to nature also extends to the earth itself. To live wisely is to live sustainably, to respect the delicate balance of the world that sustains us. And finally, it means being present. To live in accordance with nature is to live in rhythm with time, not dwelling on the past or fearing the future, but meeting each moment with awareness and gratitude. When you do this, you realize that peace is not something to chase. It's already here, in the quiet breath, the still mind, the acceptance of what is. The Stoic way forward. The world will always be unpredictable. People will offend you. Plans will fail. Emotions will surge. But through the wisdom of Epictetus and the practice of Stoic discipline, you can remain calm amidst it all. You can choose purpose over drift, clarity over confusion, reason over reaction, peace over chaos. Every moment is a chance to practice, every challenge a test of your training, every day a step toward the calm and unbreakable spirit of the Stoic. So, when life tests you, as it surely will, remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that defines you. Stay strong, stay grounded, and keep walking the Stoic path toward wisdom, resilience, and unshakable tranquility. Shop Stoic-inspired apparel, home decor, and accessories on Stoic Bookshop via the link below. Wear the Stoic way. This is a Stoic book. Thank you for watching.